side for now, and I'll collapse this side as well. So I like to work with what's called pseudocode, which is basically writing kind of like human readable code before you jump deeper into actually writing the code itself. So I'm going to write out some things that I want to happen. So what we're going to need is, and I'll just do these as comments. So maybe we'll start with something like, and I'm just adding this line here so that it's easy for me to see where this comment is. So let's start by connecting all our inputs. Okay. So let's grab this one. Whoops. Using not a 2-button mouse right now, so this is quite difficult. And I'm just going to insert it here as an outlet. Now the reason I don't want this as an action is because I'm not actually executing anything with this. I'm just taking the data from this. So an outlet is something that we take the data from or send the data to. Okay, an action would be something like a button or an actually actionable item. So we have an outlet, and our outlet is going to be called, I'll call this number 1 fields. Let's get our second one in here as well. Just holding down control. Again, an outlet, not an action, and we'll say number 2 fields. I'm typing in what's called camel case here. I think we've already talked about it a little bit in this class, and the textbook talks about it, but I'm just mentioning that again for you. All right, so there's our 2 inputs. We don't need any other inputs here, but we do have one more output. So we're taking numbers from this, and we're going to output numbers to this. Right, this is where we're going to display our solution. So I'm going to also include this in here, and we'll call it solution label. Just clean that up a little bit. All right, so I've created 3 variables. Each variable is number 1 field, number 2 field, solution label. They're all outlets connected to Interface Builder. All right, so then the next thing I really want to do is basically hook up the actions. All right, so that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to hook up this. Whoops, not that. There. We're going to grab the plus, and I'll hook that up first. And I'll call this addition button pressed. And that's an action, not an outlet. Let's hook up the next one, minus. We'll call this subtraction button pressed. Let's connect the multiplication at this point. Multiply button pressed. And the last one is our division. Divide button pressed. All right. So we got our 4 actions, our everything else is all hooked up. I'm going to go ahead and collapse this for now because I don't really need the assistant editor anymore. And let's fully swap over to just our viewcontroller.swift. All right, I'm going to build, which remember acts as a little save. All right, so we got our inputs here and we got our actions here. So what I want to do, I'm just going to quickly write out kind of what I actually want to do. So when the addition button is pressed, I'll take the numbers from field 1 and field 2 and add them together, then display that in the solution label. So step by step is going to be take the numbers, add together, display solution label. So I want all of that to happen when this addition button is pressed. And you can probably guess by now that these are going to be basically the same thing, just with a different operator.